Step 1. Disconnect drop at house. You should disconnect your drop at the ground block. Leave it disconnected as you make your way to the tap. The reason we do this is to test the integrity of the drop and determine if it has any faults when tap test is performed. Step 2. Connect meter at tap. You should connect a small jumper from port 1 of your meter into the tap port that will feed your customer. Port 1 is used for all RF signal testing. Next, connect your drop to port 2 on your meter. This is how we test for faults and ingress in the existing drop. Port 2 is for ingress and TDR fault testing. Remember to tighten all connections during testing. Step 3. Run one check at tap. Let's start with running a one check at the tap. On the home screen, select the icon named One Check. Next, you will select the appropriate testing location between the icons at the top of the screen. You will notice Tap, Ground Block, and CPE as available options. In this case, we are testing at the tap. Below the test location is a diagram that shows how your meter will currently look if connected properly. Next, you will input the work order number you are working on. The meter will store this number for future testing. For testing purposes, we name the work order 123456. After you enter the work order number, you will hit Start to begin the test. Once the test is complete, look to the bottom right side of your meter for the stop icon. You will notice it will no longer be there and will say Retest All. That's when you know your one check scan is complete and you are able to scan the results. Note, a passing scan will have all green check marks. If any section of your test fails, it will be marked with a red X. Note, all fails at tap must be turned in for a line call. Note, all fails in the house must be corrected before departure. Step 4. TDR and Drop Integrity Test. To perform a drop integrity test, you will back out to the home screen and select the TDR option. If you have already performed other tests at this job, you will notice the work order ID is still selected. All you have to do is hit Start to begin your test. Also, during this process, make sure your drop is disconnected from the house. This way you can verify you are only having issues with your drop and not with noise backfeeding from the home. Once the TDR test is complete, the results will list the cable loss per 100 foot, the drop length, and if the drop integrity test passed or failed. Step 5. One check at ground block. When you are doing the one check at the ground block, make sure you have the drop connected to port 1 and port 2 is connected to the input of the ground block or splitter located at the side of the house where bonded. The reason for this is to certify the splitter is good along with the house wiring. Now we are going to perform the second one check test at the ground block. Here we are at the side of the house, so we will select ground block. The work order number should already be loaded from the previous test that we have ran at this address. We will now hit Start to begin our test. Step 6. One check at CPE. Now we will perform our final one check test for this job, which will be located at the CPE. Note, the CPE test is to be ran at the longest outlet in the home. From this point, all we have to do is connect our cable outlet to RF port 1 on the meter. Port 2 will not be in use at this location as you cannot check for ingress at the CPE. The work order number will already be populated from previous tests ran. Select the work order number and hit Start to begin the final one check test.